everybody, to another episode of Gaming Gone Weird. This is episode number 40, and that equals 40 in my head. Big 40, man. That is 4. I knew I was gonna mess it up. I was gonna say that's like 4 decades worth of episodes, but like in my head, it sounded like 4 times. I was trying to be slick, and I messed it up. I messed up the title, man. Welcome, guys, to Gaming Gone Weird, the podcast where we talk about everything in all gaming, and we like to showcase off a mass majority of weird games. I am Nicktana, but I am not alone. I have my beautiful, lovely co-host. He's been playing a lot of games. He's been achievement hunting. He's been going crazy. My boy Pieter. Pieter, tell the people about yourself, man. What you been up to lately? Tell the people what you've been doing.
What's up, everybody? It's Pieter, aka Not Ghost Stories and All Things Socials. And this week we have been playing a couple of, I would call, non-traditional games. Is what I would call them.
What do you mean by non-traditional?
I'm gonna say stuff that if you search, I'm gonna say stuff that doesn't show up on the first 2 to 3 pages of popular games on Steam. Something like that.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're not the mainstream.
Right. Okay.
So I've been playing. I actually played and finished in full. Achievements included the game Unpacking. You've heard of that. I also finished actually on stream yesterday, the game called, and it's a French word, so I'm going to butcher this. Is it Dordogne? Dordogne?
Dordogne?
Dordogne.
Dordogne.
Yeah, I think that's Italian when you do that. Dordogne.
I want to know what's up with this Unpacking, because I've seen this game like it won awards for like little small awards here and there, and it's talked about a lot, and I see a lot of content creators actually play this game. Can you tell the people what it actually is about, honestly, out of curiosity?
Yeah, so I would call it a I think we see a lot in our space, people call stuff cozy games.
Okay.
I think it's a cozy game for sure. The mechanics, you have pictures of rooms and you unpack boxes. And it's a little bit, you could even say a little bit of a puzzle game, because you can't just put anything anywhere. So like it won't let you put, a toaster in the bathroom or something, like it'll actually prevent it. So
that's a deadly combo.
Right. So but there's actually achievements for that. But so it's a cozy game. You're unpacking boxes. It has pictures of room. The art style is it's like a bit art style. It's not 8-bit. It's not 16-bit. It's got way more details to it, but it is in that kind of that world. And I think what the game is about, there is a story. I think it's like the passage of time is what the game is about. So it has you, for example, you start off the game and you start in your childhood bedroom. Then you unpack the stuff in your bedroom. So it's like toys and like art supplies and school stuff. And then you finish that, you unpack. And then a few years passes, and now you're unpacking like a college dorm type room. So you bring some stuff. So every time you unpack boxes, some stuff comes from the previous years, but every time you move into a new space, you have less and less stuff from your childhood room. So you have I don't want to spoil it too much if you're going to play it, but you have less and less items from your childhood as you go through the stages. And there's a stage where you move back into your parents' house, for example. So you go through a breakup. It doesn't say anything. There's no words. There's no dialogue. There's no characters.
That's
you just go wait, why am I back in my 3 years have passed? Why am I?
You got to put 2 and 2 together to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it has a story deeper than just being a moving simulator, I'm guessing.
Yeah. There's a story, and it doesn't. It's just I think they do it on purpose, so you kind of it appeals to you more, because it doesn't say this story is happening. It's oh, well, this is just what has occurred, and then I think people fill in the blanks on their own, which is kind of what makes it compelling.
Right.
Oh, I remember when I moved in with my significant other, or I remember when I went through a breakup, or I remember when I had to move back to my parents' house, or I remember my childhood room has something like that. So it's I think you fill in the blanks as a player.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a really cool game. I've seen a lot on it. I know it's on the Game Pass, so it might be one of those games that you kind of just pick up and play and do a little bit of grinding too. How's the achievements on it? Achievements pretty easy to get.
Yeah, you can get all the achievements with one playthrough if you follow a guide.
I always like those little games. Like there was a game called Hoa that I played. I'll get into it real quick and then I'll go into what I've been playing. This game called Hoa, and basically it's like a 1 hour game. You could get all the achievements in like one run, except for like the one that's like don't get hit during your whole run, which is kind of hard, but it makes you like, it gives you at least a little bit of replayability if you want to hunt, like achievement hunt that bad, which is kind of cool because like I like being rewarded for the whole game if I beat the whole game. Like sometimes I hate when you beat a game and if you're really trying to get trophies or you're really trying to get achievements and it's like, oh, I got to do a million freaking things. Our Psychonauts was the main one, where if you don't get certain items at certain times before cutscenes and stuff like that, then you can't get achievements and you got to like redo the whole. And it's like, dude, like who's going to know unless they look at the list? That's how I feel about it.
Right.
So, but that's cool, man. I've been playing a game that I've really enjoy. A lot of you guys might have heard it, but if you're not and you really enjoy games like Doom, like those like fast-paced, like first-person shooter type games, you'll like this game called Metal Hellsinger. And I have a little clip here, but it's basically Doom, but with rhythm-based mechanics. So it gives you altogether you have 4 weapons, and you're basically in hell. And what you do is you got to defeat everything in that area, and then you got to beat a final boss, but you can't die. You only get like 2 lives, and then you just got to make it through the whole level. And you use rhythm-based mechanics, and the more you hit on beat and the more you time, your multiplier goes up to where you get higher scores, and then also you do more damage based on you hitting the beats. So it's kind of cool because first of all, it's just a fun game to just like run around and play. Because there was times where you just feel good, you're grooving to the music, you don't really care about the story at all. You're basically just running through, okay, what's the best way to defeat all my enemies, get my score up, get a good flow going, and everything just felt good, fast-paced. I really enjoyed it. And then the soundtrack is very metal-based, so like rock, metal, those type of songs.
I would hope so if you're
and it's so awesome just hearing like the screaming songs and just like flowing with that type of game. It's super fun to play. It's on Game Pass too. Game is so sweet, dude. I love it. I haven't beat it yet because I'm actually very bad at it. Not bad to a sense to where like I can't beat levels. But if you get punished very, very bad if you can't hit your beats. You have to time your stuff
on a controller.
Yeah. So my friend Stu, he said he was playing mouse and keyboard. I'm playing on controller. It might be a little bit harder to me. So you better make sure your calibration's right. You better make sure you're timing your shots to the beats, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get through these type of games.
Right.
Because you will not get credited for that.
Any other games?
There's another game I've been playing, but I don't even have the courage to even bring it up because this game is I played it a little bit before stream and it irritated me. The Contrast game, Contrast. Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about it.
I did want to talk briefly about the door game.
Go ahead. Talk about it real quick. Talk about that real quick.
The part about this game is that everything was made by watercolor. So all the environments were painted with watercolor. It's basically like an interactive watercolor painting. It's probably a 3 to 4 hour. If you just blaze through, if you're achievement hunting, it's probably like 5 to 6 hours.
Okay.
But it's a little adventure game. It's got chapters. You play like a young girl who goes to live with her grandma for a summer, and there's like a lot of conflict between the grandparents and the parents and you as the protagonist, which is the girl, and you like go back and forth between present time and then you as a kid. And it's probably 3, but it like the art is just, it's really, really well done. The music's really well done.
If I could add into it, I did watch you play this game, and the way that the colors in the water the watercolors really bounce off the art and the animation of it. I did really think that game was cool. I'll try and play it.
It's beautifully made. It's like it's like okay, go ahead.
I'll try to play. No, you're fine.
Kind of
I wanted to show that a little bit.
it's a little dark, but I mean, really, like if you're like, hey man, I'm not doing anything this Saturday, I got my cereal, I've got my my bevy, and I just want to like beat a game today. That's a good one shot.
That's great, man. Hey, I'm just glad you're playing games. I'm glad we're trying out new stuff, and that's what I want this channel to be. Games that we're trying, that we can share our experience with you guys, so you guys can find your new favorite games. So yeah, man, that's kind of what we've been doing. We have a lot to get into for this show. I'm very excited. And I have a little surprise for Pieter that he don't know about. I kind of warned him before the show, but like,
no, you didn't. You didn't tell me anything.
Before we get into everything, though, and before I put Pieter on the spot, if you guys want your question read on air, you guys can send a KYN chat at kynchat.com. Get your questions right on air. It helps support me, Pieter, and Jimmy. And you know what I'm saying? Keeps the lights on, keeps the show going, all that good stuff. So if you do want to support, other than liking, sharing, commenting, you could do that for sure. You ready to get into what's been popping this week, Pieter? You ready?
I am. Go ahead.
The first things I do want to talk about are the games that are coming out this week. You have Crash Team Rumble, which this game looks actually super cool to me because as a kid, one of the games I really enjoyed from the Crash series was Crash Bash. If you remember that game back in the day, it was more it's more of like, I want to say like Mario Party. Like you go up against 4 other people in like little mini games, and then there's a boss at the end of each area. It's very cool, and the mini games were actually super fun. I remember there's one with tanks, pinball. I'm pretty sure they had like a dodgeball type game. Real ones, no. An absolute banger of a game that's going to be coming out tomorrow is Final Fantasy 16, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will be playing. And last but not least, that's coming out on June 23rd is Sonic Origins. And we have a little bit to talk about Sonic Origins because obviously it's not coming out to the way that it was planned to be. To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, we are not surprised. I'm not surprised. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Pieter also has your guys' question of the day. So, Pieter, why don't you give out the question of the day for us?
Question of the day. What is the top gaming controller that you ever used? Now, originally I had written down top 2 controllers just in case like your second favorite is just vastly different from the first one. But I guess what are the favorite controllers that you like to use? Nick at the front, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So my favorite controller that I've ever used is I'm gonna go Xbox fanboy here, and I'm gonna go Xbox Series Elite controller. If you guys have a Series Elite controller, just the way it feels in your hand, I feel like the way the analogs are just placed with each other, they're in good positions. They got the little grip on the side. That's just me being a little bougie. If you just want me to say like the new Xbox controllers, I can. I just like the way they feel in your hand. I love PlayStation. Big PlayStation fan here, but I just never got into how the controllers actually are laid out for the PlayStation controllers. I honestly think Xbox makes a better controller. So that's just to keep it simple. That's my answer.
Do you have like an out-of-pocket answer?
An out-of-pocket answer? So to be honest, I was thinking this whole time about my least favorite controller. What it would be.
Okay.
The Wii controller with the nunchuck has to be the worst controller ever made. Can we be honest here? That has to be. Chat, are you with me right now? The Wii controller has to be one of the worst controllers because it's just so awkward, man. And then it's like you got to use the sensor. You feel like you're an old man with the remote. You're just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's me personally. All right. Before you guys get your pitchforks, I think Wii remote has to be one of the worst. And then they wanted you to like use it on the side, like, oh, turn to the side. Let's do Mario Kart now. It was not worth, man.
Okay, I'll just start off with the worst controller I've ever used, which was the Kinect, the Xbox Kinect. which you could count technically as a controller because there were games that you could only use the Kinect on. And it was horrible. It was horrible as far as like sensing.
Did you just say the Kinect?
Yes.
The 360.
No, the Kinect, the Kinect for Xbox One, the brick with the camera, and it's
That's the best controller.
No, the worst controller. That's my worst controller.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, bro,
no.
Are you okay?
No,
Blink twice.
That's by far the worst controller I've ever used. I am gonna say the current Xbox controller, not with the plastic bumpers, but with the super heavy bumpers. You know, the plastic controller that like when Xbox One first came out, and it had the springs in the top, and the more you used it, the further in on the bumper you had to go to actually get the pressure because it was so outside. So it would like break and eventually get to the middle. The current Xbox controllers with the super heavy plastic on top are easily my favorite.
So another controller that I think is very bad, and you guys can call me out, I think the 64 controllers look the coolest, was not used I feel like use-wise was not that great.
N64?
Yeah.
Not a good controller. I will say the GameCube controller I loved. I love the GameCube controller. That was a fun controller.
GameCube controller, that was one of my favorite. Dude, there's so many good controllers. Could I say the Logitech controller, or is that too far?
No, you can say that.
In other news, what we're gonna get,
guys, I have been following this submarine situation. This sunken submarine situation is so hard.
You know what? It was uncalled for, man. I get it. You know what? In other news,
it took me a second to really put that together. But,
man, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. In other news,
sending positive vibes their way though.
Yeah. Seriously. In other news, guys, Flintlock got pushed back to 2024. God, the quality on that picture is terrible. Nick, get your head in the game.
When did that game come out?
It got pushed back to 2024. That game's gonna actually be super cool. It's more like a Souls-like game. It's just it got pushed back. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into our first topics. I do want to say I appreciate everybody here. I'm gonna kick off the first topic to Peter. Peter found this article and he wants to share it with you guys. So go ahead and kick it off for us, man.
So one of the articles we saw this week was about market share, like the gaming industry market share, and why what they would call traditional gaming, the traditional gaming market share in the gaming industry is actually going down in popularity versus what they call like casual gaming, which is like phone games, free to play, stuff where you're not having to buy a battle pass, things like that, is actually jumping up in a huge way as far as the market share goes in the gaming industry, which I thought was interesting because if you make content at all or operate in the content spaces that we operate in, and we see like everyone's been on Twitter, you see professional streamers, professional players complaining about why game makers cater to what they would call a casual gamer or the basically like casual gamer, traditional gamer and below. Mm-hmm. And this company called what's it called? PricewaterhouseCoopers, which I believe it does a bunch of stuff. Their site said they do like auditing, tax services, consulting. So I'm assuming it's just a bunch of stuff with numbers. They're saying that the esports sector, so basically the top tier of professional gaming, and most likely along with that would be content creators because they're at the top. They actually make up far and away the least amount of revenue for companies. Mm-hmm. And so I want to talk about it because there's the 1% are the loudest people in our space, and they complain. I feel like because they have the biggest reach are making these big claims and saying it's just like so annoying that companies cater to casual gamers, but that space makes not even remotely close. Like if they just lost that altogether, they would like it's not making enough money for us to you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like they're almost more of a bill than they are a revenue generating piece of the gaming industry. Whereas the free to play casual, average Andes are the ones that actually pay everyone's bills. And then
right. Which is it's a weird way. Okay, so let me give you my hindsight of it, because I know what you're saying. The casuals make up a lot of the revenue for these games. They they want to buy the battle passes. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like a dad who works 50 hours a week, wants to spend some time with his kid, buys the battle pass, whatever. I get it. When it comes to the more competitive build, they are on the game more than the 50-hour working a week dad.
Yes.
Which is kind of tough to balance both of them out. You're a competitive player. You are, I wouldn't even say a 1%. Like, I would say, like, in that game, you're like a 0.01% that of how much you play the game and how good you are in the game. You're the highest of rank. You get the most kills. You know how to rotate. You know all that stuff. You basically know the game in and out.
Right.
So, they play the game more, so they know what needs to get put in the game and what can make the game better in their vision, because they play the game so much.
Right.
But it also goes like, okay, yeah, we could do that, but it's going to make it a lot harder for the people that actually pay the bills, that actually give us money for the battle passes, that are buying the skins, that are actually spending the money for the content that we're putting out.
And there's just so many more. Like, there's just, it's such a small segment, and there's so many more.
There's just
average gamers. Now this article put us, so we would be considered traditional gamers. So PC, a console, we sit in front of a couch. We're not moving when we're playing. That's considered traditional gaming according to this accounting firm. And what they're talking about, even more so, even a much larger share, are people who play basically phone games, for example. So you said, like, the money, they're saying the money far and away is within people who are playing free to play games and phone games, because of the advertising. The advertising dollars just blow everything else out of the water. And then traditional game is like a fourth of it, somewhere in that range. And then, like, esports and, like, the top stuff is like less than 1% of it total. And I just thought that was interesting, because that argument always comes in, like, we know it's best, like, it's so stupid, or blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, just look at the numbers. Like, you don't matter when it comes to the numbers, unfortunately. You're the best marketing tool, probably, but you also generate the least amount of revenue for the company. So I just thought that was interesting. Also, side note, the movie industry compared to the gaming industry is less than half, according to this. Whatever they did at this firm. The movie industry is now worth less than half of the gaming industry as a whole. And I wonder why. I wonder if that's part of the reason that so many of these movie studios are starting to dive further into making gaming content, like gaming movies and gaming shows, because they're just getting blown out of the water.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I'm happy for us, man. We're in a good spot.
The casual gamers, I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee, pick up the controller, and play on my couch on my 58-inch TV.
5 to 10 hours a week. Those people are your target market, I would say, according to this.
Which is very interesting too, because, like, I feel like even if you want to get better at the game, you look at some of those top, like, esport guys, because you're like, if this is how I want to play the game, this is how I want to get better, I'm gonna watch the Nick Mercs, the Ninjas, because they're always the top of their game. So it's interesting.
They're still important. Like I said, I think they're the best marketing tool. They're by far and away they're going to hit the most numbers, most eyeballs. But as far as just pure revenue, this is assuming all this is true and this is accurate. This is why those companies cater to the average Andes, because they keep the lights on.
That's true. They need to. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, or participate in the comments what you guys think of about that story. It's a good story, man. The next topic I do kind of want to get into really quick is I didn't have this on the notes for the show, but Nintendo dropped a direct, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of like quickly go through some of the games and what I think of the show, because I think they did a very good job. We got games like Detective Pikachu. This game is returning. This game looks very good. We also got stuff for Pikmin 4.
We
are playing Pikmin 4. This game looked very interesting too. It's this game called Myth Force. They titled it as like the Saturday morning cartoon game, which like the graphics really prove that. Mario RPG is getting a remake. I didn't think this game was a remake, honestly. I think this game came out in 96. So that's kind of cool.
I'm excited.
And another game I wanted to highlight is the Pokemon DLC that I think was very cool because I'll definitely be getting this. Pokemon makes really good DLC content. I do want to talk about the show overall. I think the Nintendo Direct show, they did a very good job of showing off a bunch of new things and a bunch of returning things that a lot of people want to see. The Pokemon DLC, that's going to be very cool. I love Pokemon. I love adding on an extra little bit of story into these games. They're usually quick. Adding a few extra Pokemon. It works competitive and for like just people that want to collect more Pokemon in the game. I thought that was super cool. They also added in, I forgot to say this. They also added in, they said they're going to make a new Peach game. And they also said they're going to enhance the visuals to the Luigi Dark Moon game that came out for the 3DS. So a lot of stuff they really announced. This one was more centered on Mario, like a lot of those Mario themed characters. So, did you end up catching the Direct at all, or just a few games?
The news the only news out of that really got me excited was Pikmin, as always, and then the Super Mario RPG remake, because like it's a game I completely forgot about, and it totally triggered this like memory of old, like playing across the street at this kid's house. He had it, and like I saw that, and I was like, oh my, like I just remembered all those moments. So I'm actually really excited for the Mario RPG game, just for nostalgia's sake.
Right. I think Eric asked what game that we're most excited for that we saw out of the debut. There was a few that I didn't even say that I just showed. There was like a Dragon Quest game that looked very cool.
I just see that one.
But the other game that I saw that I was super excited for, obviously Pikmin. I think Pikmin hype is just because it's just around the corner and we're really looking forward to play that. But they showed a Super Mario game. It was Super Mario. I forgot what it was called. Oh, it's going to bug me. But that one Super Mario game that they showed, the 2D one, looked very good. And then I think they just showed a lot of good stuff. And the one thing I did like about the Direct as well is all these games are either a lot of ones that they were like confident about dates are coming out this year. It's kind of huge, like coming out in October, like right before the Game Awards are there. Do I think any of these could win Game of the Year? No, but I also think that it is kind of cool that they are confident enough to say a release date are coming out later this year.
Is it called Wonder?
Yes, Super Mario Wonder.
Okay.
Which it took that 2D Mario and like added like the newer graphics, the updated visuals and stuff. And I think that would be a good 2D like scrolling game.
Yeah.
So
it'll be popular. Any Mario game will do well, for sure.
Mario is just the I'm honestly curious if Zelda is more of a moneymaker than Mario.
No way.
I would love to look up that statistics.
No way.
You don't think Zelda would take over that?
Nope.
Not even close.
Not even close. Are we talking about all games? Are we talking about all games, all merch, all movies, all forms?
I was just thinking straight up games. I don't think there'd be no way it could take over like the merch and the collectibles. Honestly, if we're talking about like merch, collectibles, plushes, I think Pokemon might be higher than Mario.
Yeah, I can see that.
Pokemon is like if Pokemon's not one, it's definitely two. And I could confidently say that.
I don't know about Zelda. I think Zelda's 3. Actually, for sure, Zelda's behind both of those. For sure. No doubt. There's no doubt.
I just feel like the Zelda hype has been like, it's been so surreal. It's been like, it's there.
I mean, I love that for them, but it's not, they haven't sold more.
A lot of people saying Mario is bigger.
No shot
Zelda will take over, but not right. It will take over, but not right now. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, I thought that the way this Zelda game turned out, that it could be possibly up there. Okay, my fault.
Wait, dude. There's
Okay,
no way.
I understand Mario is a juggernaut. I'm not saying Mario isn't a juggernaut of a game. Mario is absolutely a juggernaut. All right, it might be like it might be all time. Like it's definitely, bro. Like not even just Nintendo. It could be all time. We're talking about a Hall of Famer, hands down.
Yeah,
when it's all said and down.
First ballot. Yeah.
But like we can't we got to think about the new games that are up and coming, I would say like the rookie class, but it's not even the rookie class because like I feel like Zelda's been out forever. But you got to think like Breath of the Wild, Game of the Year, Tears of the Kingdom, possibly Game of the Year. You gotta
same series, yeah.
You gotta respect that some of these games are just better than Mario. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Like, not saying Mario makes bad games, but we're right now, everybody's on that Zelda hype train. So I'm just going off with the hype. I need you guys to comment down below to settle this debate. Are you Team Mario over there? You good? You sticking with the plumber?
Yeah,
I'm sticking with Team Zelda. All right. So let's know who's right, who's wrong.
Zelda's not even the main character. That's why I know Mario's better.
What was your favorite game for the Direct? Did I ask you that already?
Yeah, Pikmin, Super Mario RPG remake, and yeah, those two. Those are the ones I'm looking forward to most.
Are you fed up with me already?
Are we done? Is this subject over?
Yeah. We're on to the next topic. Our next topic that we do want to cover is if you guys know anything about streaming services or you guys watch some of your favorite content creators on these streaming services, the up and coming Kick has signed 3 very big content creators. One of them being XQC, one of them being Bruce Drop 'em Off, and the other one being Amaranth. I think this is just, it's kind of big news because a lot of these content creators are being signed. Amaranth and XQC both got signed for $100 million. And then Bruce also got signed to an $80 million deal. It's just showing how much money and they're really spending their cash into growing their platform with big content creators. And I think it's crazy that the type of money that they're giving out. What do you think about this, Peter? Like, this is nuts. This is huge.
Dude, $100 million in 2 years. How many professional athletes have that kind of deal? Right.
That's true. I'm honestly
is that more
curious.
than LeBron?
So okay, so it's $100 million. It's $100 million for 2 years. So you're probably making like $50 million a year.
Yeah, for sure. Is it guaranteed? Do we know?
I think with incentive, that has to be with incentives.
That can't be we'll just pay you 50 million.
No. Kick's definitely saying like, oh yeah, you better reach these numbers. You better do like this many hours because everything has an incentive. Like I think the only thing that has like lower incentives is that YouTube stuff.
Okay, so Mixer did the same thing and they failed out. I do feel like Microsoft as a parent company probably cared less about the streaming side of the business, whereas whomever's funding Kick outright, I think it's something to do with casinos or gambling, some kind of site there. I'm sure they have investors from a bunch of other people as well. Is this their only company that they're kind of like building from scratch? If so, then yeah, I think Kick is probably a pretty serious contender as far as the space, as long as they don't do anything crazy. Yeah, I mean, first of all, where they get the cash, that's a crazy amount of money.
I think Kick has been promising a lot of stuff that we've been hearing. They're talking about giving out hourly wages to content creators, no matter how many views you get. I don't know. It's crazy.
Where's the money coming from?
People are on the Kick hype train, and I think XQC said something that kind of like opened up my eyes. And he's like, "Not everything is perfect right from the get. Everything starts somewhere. It's good enough to where like you could grow off of that."
100 million? Yeah, I'd say that's good enough.
Yeah, no,
like,
100 million.
It's not perfect, but it's okay.
They're making Kirk Cousins type of money. Oh yeah, Kirko Chains money. This is
It
just
means they're
huge.
serious, and I don't know how Twitch is going to respond. And I mean, they obviously can't offer the same kind of money, or maybe they weren't taking it seriously before. Maybe they just don't value the top streamers. Maybe they're getting rid of some cap space, and this is going to be some kind of power vacuum. For
it's funny using like the team, like a team analogy.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Like
Well, that's the only thing I get. So
we don't have enough money to sign XQC right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Which they honestly they do. They do. Come on.
Yeah.
We're talking about Amazon here.
There's some, Amazon Twitch's lawyers are in a room trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But does Twitch care that much about the platform? Is it a long-term thing for Amazon? Are they going to look at it and go, hey, this is just isn't, I don't even like, is this even worth pumping money into anymore? I don't know.
I'd have to look. This is big news just because of the fact that like, I think 100 million, like a 2-year 100 million might be the biggest contract for a content creator of all time.
The fact that it's even a contract, like that's wild. That's crazy to me. But I don't know, man. Like, what does this mean for Twitch? Have they even responded? Do they even care? What are they like? I haven't looked at their Twitter in a while, but are they even saying anything?
What's the plan? What's the plan, Twitch? What are we doing?
They're not saying anything. So on the outside, it just looks like, oh, well, they're scrambling. Like they don't know what they're doing.
What can you do? The only way you could do that is counter offer that, but they didn't. And I don't think they want to go that route anymore. I can't remember the last time they even offered a contract to a streamer.
When I say like Amazon isn't losing money, sure, but
right.
Does the branch of Twitch, is this, how much money could it, like, what are they losing? They're losing site traffic every time one of these big streamers leaves.
Right. Because if the loyals will go over back to them.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the hordes of people on Twitter, which is probably not that many people who are actually using the site itself, but at least in the creator space, there's like a rush on like, we hate Twitch stinks. We're going to go. I don't know if it's a good sample size, but like, what does it mean? Like, what does it mean? What's going to happen? And I think people think everyone thought Twitch was a super stable thing. I think it is stable, but it's definitely going to be less site traffic, I think. What do you think?
We'll have to see honestly, I think Twitch will still do its thing, bro. Like after Ludwig left, I think it still did okay. I think after Ninja left for a little bit, I mean, he's still back, but I still think they did okay. I think they are on a different plan than just trying to sign all these big like people to the brand, because I feel like they could still do what they're doing with not happening to do that, or they might just bank on like, the Kick is only a thing for now. We might get them back. They might come back because it's like, it might not even work out for them. They might not like it over there. They might crumble and fall. I mean, a lot of people thought Mixer, like, oh, Mixer, Ninja's on Mixer, he just got all this money, Shroud's going to Mixer. Not trying to say Kick and Mixer could be totally two different things. 100%. It's proven that right now Kick has been getting a lot of like drive and a lot of people like on their side. But I really think that I'm proud that they're getting contracts like this. It's big to see in the gaming community that you can make money like that playing video games, creating content, and doing that type of stuff. I think it's just like overall, I think it's just I'm more happy for them. I think that's the big W of things. I want to look at it more like that. I really don't want to look at it as like a Twitch Kick rival thing, because like, you know what I'm saying? We could pick teams all day. We could pick favorites. Like same thing with like Xbox and PlayStation. If we're kind of like contributing to this game, you could like be a Sony fanboy or an Xbox fanboy all day. At the end of the day, bro, games are games. They're all doing their thing, and it just depends on what you do with it.
Yeah. I want games to win. It's cool that they're getting paid out. Like it means that the streaming content world is worth something. People to invest money in. I mean, might mean we get more games in the future. Might mean it might start spreading more money around, whatever it leads to. I can tell you right now, like Amazon, Twitch, that space is probably a lot more corporate. It's a big tech company. Kick feels more like a startup, like a rebellious startup. So it's probably more attractive to people who are like sick of all the rules. The rules will come. Any startup, any tech company that grows, the bigger you grow, the more rules you have to have. It's just the way it goes. So it may not be corporate now, but it's gonna go that way eventually. So maybe it's just like get it while you can before it goes that direction. But anybody who gets that big, and especially in the tech world, you're gonna have more issues, and it's gonna become more corporate. It can't all be fun and games the whole time, pun intended. But for now, if it's cool, man, jump in.
Right. And let us know what you guys think about it, man. Let me know what you guys think about the deal, about the platforms, all that stuff. We're going into our next topic, and this is going to be a little side topic that I'm gonna start making a weekly thing. I call it Pieter Reacts. Pieter Reacts. I worked very hard on this picture, just so you know. Pieter Reacts.
Why is it the same headshot every time?
It's just so easy to put that head onto a certain body, and you're just kicking it with your favorite game. This is the segment where I go ahead and I show a trailer of my choosing, and Pieter reacts and picks it away bit by bit, and he tells us what he sees and how he feels, and he's going to rate the trailer 1 through 10. Pieter, are you ready for Pieter's Reacts?
Yeah, send it.
This game was announced during the Nintendo Direct, and I didn't throw it in there for this very reason. This game is called Wario Move It. And basically, it's like a Mario Party type game, and it has about 2,000 micro mini games where you use the Switch Joy-Cons and you go ahead and move, shake a little bit, and you're just like, you're going ahead, you're scrubbing your back, doing a little mini games, and just trying to complete as many mini games as fast as possible. I want you to go ahead and pick apart that trailer. What do you think? How are we feeling? Rate the trailer 1 through 10. You're on the clock.
No.
How are we feeling?
How do I fit? I'm sorry. Go back to the punch again. Go back to the punching one.
Okay, hold on. All right,
Please.
I can see if I do it really quick. Hold on.
Please go back. Okay, let's check out this man's form on the punches, on the 1-2s. Here we go. Jab cross. Here we go.
The wiggle has me crying. Why is he built like that? Oh my god! Oh man, this is so funny. This trailer is so funny.
You know what, man? I don't know if it's something I'm going to be picking up necessarily. It is on my radar though now, and I don't know, man. Movement games outside of that aren't music related, like nobody wants to exercise as it is now. I don't know if people are gonna want to I don't want people to play the boxing portion and think they can now box. You know what I'm saying? No.
This game got announced today, and this is such a.
First of all, what is this person? Why are they tied ropes? What is the hostage situation they're escaping?
It's a Wario mini game, bro. They're not supposed to make sense at all. When does a Wario game ever make sense to you at all?
No, just the character.
He said, "Hey."
He said, "Punch it."
Punch it. I think this game comes out. Oh no, I think this is one of the games that don't come out this year. Go ahead and rate
that's not a Wii preview. What's this for? What console?
This is for the Switch.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if those games sell. I really don't. Maybe it's just for kids. All the people in the commercial were adults, but I think it's designed for kids. Short answer: no. I'm not gonna get.
What do you rate the trailer 1 through 10? Though?
The trailer 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Trailer
0 out of 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the first ever Pieter Reacts. Dun, 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 dun. He reacts.
I like the Gollum plug. Are you gonna do it every week? Are you gonna add the game from last week?
Oh yeah. So Wario Move It is gonna be on the couch with you next week, or Wario himself will be on the couch with you. Oh, dude,
That's incredible.
I wanted to do that so bad, so bad. Let me know what you guys think about Wario Move It. And last but not least, guys, we want to get back into that weird game mentality. I feel like a lot of this show has been like news, like what's coming out, like what's the fresh news, and us talking about it. But we really want to highlight those games that are just weird, you don't see often, and that you can see for yourselves to experience the weirdness with us. So let's get weird. The game that we are covering today for our main topic is a game that's been taking over the streaming world, and it is called Only Up. I feel like a lot of you guys have been seeing this around. Basically, the way the game works is you're a character, and the whole concept of the game is to get to the very top. But the only problem with this game, it doesn't have checkpoints. If you fall from the beginning, you're starting all over again. There's no save points. You have to make it all the way up in one go. Peter, are you playing Only Up?
I don't know, man. So I first started seeing it.
Sorry.
I first started seeing it on TikTok.
I'm 27. I'm sorry.
And dude, I'm 32. Imagine. I first started seeing it on TikTok. It's everywhere right now. It's everywhere.
Oh, dude, it's taking over. Can I say like a little stat real quick? This article came from Andrew Hayward on Decrypt. This game, Only Up, set a new peak with over 109,000 total viewers on Twitch, including a pair of popular streamers like Agent 00 and Mizkiff with around 20,000 viewers apiece earlier this afternoon. Only Up had nearly 97,000 total views, again making it one of the top 10 most viewed games on the platform.
It'll be a flash in the pan, similar to Fall Guys, similar to Among Us. It's going to have this really great stretch of popularity. It's going to have this really great stretch of playership, and then the streamers are all going to beat it, and then it's going to go away. Like, that's what's going to happen. The Steam reviews are mixed reviews. It's not.
That's the crazy thing about this game. Everybody's playing it, but the reviews are like, bro, we're talking like 60, 65. Yes, that's nuts for a game that's getting this much like hype and this much value. Like, it's right in the middle. Like, nobody can say like this game is the funnest game I ever played. It's not even like the funnest game they played. It's just a game. It's just a game they're playing.
It is. Yeah. Exactly. It's gonna be this flash in the pan thing, and it's gonna be super popular, and the company's gonna get paid back on a bunch of stuff, and they're gonna run out of content super fast because they're gonna just run out of content super fast.
No. Hear me out. Okay. So this game is by SCKR Games. For one, this studio has only made one game, and it is Only Up. This is the only game they made. It's only up from there.
Only game.
It's the game only up from there. So, listen, they could release a DLC, a new Only Up map that could keep the game going.
Only down. Only going to the center of the earth.
Only east. Only west. Only northeast.
Call it no hands, and
these streamers are just like, oh man. And the thing is like this game has been played everywhere, from people speed running it, from people just like angrily flipping their game chairs and breaking their desks, because I've seen people get 75% of the way there and just fall all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, it's a great content game. It's a great content game. It's great for live streaming. It's like people are rooting for you to fail the whole time. It'll have its moment, and like it'll blow up, and then which is great for the publisher, which is great for the developer. They took a shot. It's doing very well. They'll make some money on it. It's super popular. It'll be like a fun moment this year, and then I think it'll just go away.
I want to read the description of this too, because I should have read it when I was talking about the game. The description says, have you ever wanted to walk up to the clouds, embark on an exciting journey in Only Up, exploring a huge world full of secrets and mysteries? You have to get as high as possible, and the most interesting starts above the clouds.
Have you seen the end?
You make it into space, I'm pretty sure. Spoiler.
Have you seen the end? Have you? I haven't seen it either. I don't think I've seen anyone beat it yet.
I've seen people speedrun this game in 26 minutes.
How do you speedrun it?
What do you mean, how do you speedrun it?
But like what happens at the end? You just get to the end?
You get to the end, but like, bro, speedrunning is like a tradition in the gaming community. Are you telling me you're against speedrunners?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
We have a few speedrunners in the chat, and I don't think...
How are they already running it already? Well, I guess that's why they're speedrunners.
They're speedrunning it. They're trying to beat it in the fastest time possible, where something would take us 3 days to beat. It takes them 26 minutes.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, how do they find the best? I guess you just have to play it and find the
best. No sleep, adult diapers, and chocolate milk.
The diapers is actually because of the milk.
You ever see Haunted House? Do y'all know what reference that's from? Haunted House? The dude, the pizza dude that's on the arcade game, and he's like, he got the high score in that game. He's like, he played for 3 days. One adult diaper and chocolate milk. He's like, man's a legend. so gross, dude. I shout out to SCKR Games though, to have a game like this to be have 109,000 viewers on Twitch itself.
It's what you want, man. It's what you want for sure.
That's huge for an indie game, and I hope that it could just go only up from there. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play.
Have you played it? Have you tried it?
No, man, because people have been telling me, they're like, come on, Nick, you got to get... I think someone was going to offer to buy it for me, but I really don't want to end up like Agent here, man, because dropping that far would just straight up trigger me. Oh, man, does not look like a fun time at all.
Yeah, it's now it makes me want to play it. We should both get it and then race.
You don't want that smoke though.
I do. I want it. I want it. I've got old eyes, dude.
Hey,
old
Jimmy,
wisdom.
These are recorded, right? Yeah, he doesn't want this. These go live on YouTube. Can someone go ahead and record? Okay, yeah. You lost. Yeah, that's a battle. That's a battle you don't want to pick. What? That's like a tuna fish versus a lion. All right. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10.
You lose that battle 9. Uh-oh. Now he's got a whole family.
We've adapted. We like meat.
That's an underrated movie.
That's one of the best movies, man. It's a good movie.
I'm pumped for the studio. I think it's cool. I love to see games blow up like this. It's what you're hoping for, I think, when you release it. And good for them. I'm excited for them. It's clearly popular. Like, it's a great stream. It almost seems like it was made for streaming and content creation. So I hope it lasts. I hope it lasts as long as possible.
Mm-hmm. Cap says, I speed run to the fridge. You ain't the only one, bro. 20 seconds. I saw that 26 minutes is the world record right now.
And that's completing the game.
And Raph said that there's hidden jump pads around the map. So like there's sometimes mattresses. You jump on the mattress and then you'll go ahead to get to certain heights in that area. I haven't seen the speedrunner yet, but I'll go ahead and check it out, because if you really want that race, you could have it. But better count your days, bro, because I'll be practicing while you'll be sleeping. And while I'll be practicing, tell the people where to find you, bro.
You can find me at Not Ghost Stories on all things social, streaming on Twitch twice a week, doing pods. We got pods on Spotify and wherever you listen to your podcast, by the way. It's called Creators Unplugged, so check that out. And the Ball Bag podcast as well, where Tommy and I talk about all things NFL, fantasy football, and those types of things. But
this man Pieter is just—he's in your ear. He's in your ear. He's in the gaming sphere.
Yeah,
he's in the gaming sphere. He's in the content creator sphere. He's in the football sphere. It's a big circle of spheres.
I'm trying to expand my spheres. I'm just trying to, I want everyone to be absorbed into the sphere. I want everyone in spheres together,
Bro, trying to have a gravitational pull or something. Bro, really trying to be the universe. Oh, make sure to check out his Twitter, by the way, too. First off, before I get into my stuff, this has been another episode of Gaming Gone Weird. Big episode 40. You guys showed out for this episode. Like, thank you guys so much for everybody that stopped by. Like, stuff like this really does help. If you guys could do us a favor, if you guys are watching this now or after the fact, likes, like, word of mouth, share with a friend, comment down below your favorite topic. Did you like this episode? What was your favorite topic? What should we do more on the show? All this stuff helps us. If you guys want to catch us live again, make sure you guys check us out at 8 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, where you guys can get all the weirdness possible. I have been Nicktana. If you guys want to find any more of me, you guys should definitely check me out on my Twitter down below. Basically, what my days have been looking like is I've been playing a lot of games offline. I'm a game critic and a game reviewer. So if you like that type of content, you love Nicktana on YouTube. We just got done doing a Redfall review. We did a review for the Lies of P demo, and we're working on 2 other reviews at the moment as well. So a lot of games to critique, a lot of games to play. We have Final Fantasy tomorrow. So if you guys want to check me out, play Final Fantasy, make sure you guys stop by the Twitch. You love Nicktana on Twitch, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think I'm tired of talking. It's been a great episode 40, and it couldn't have been done without you guys. Thank you guys for all the love. Make sure you guys do me a favor, tell someone you love them before we head out, because you never know what someone is going through. Thank you guys for stopping by Gaming Gone Weird. I forgot what I say. What do I say? Like, Gaming Gone Weird, keep being weird, something like that. Good night, Cap. Good night, Jerry's, Cool Down, Gambit, Raph, Vino, all you guys. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Cool Down. I think I said you twice. But thank you guys. We'll catch you guys next week for another terrific episode of Gaming Gone Weird.